Aristotle walked into a room, saw a glowing screen in the gloom. What is this strange little machine? The programmer said, it runs on a dream. The programmer said, it runs on a dream. Tell me then, what is its purpose? To solve a problem. Which problem? Well, that depends. Said the Greek, then we have much to discuss. One asked, what makes a life worth living? One asked, why does this function keep failing? One searched for virtue, one searched for the bug. One searched for virtue, one searched for the bug. Both stayed awake when the sun came up. One said the code needs to run right. What is the best way to live? When Aristotle met a programmer, they talked all night beneath the blue light. One said the good life needs a purpose. One said the code needs to run right. What is the best way to build? One wanted wisdom, one wanted skill. But somewhere between the logic and will, they realized they were asking the same thing still. Your program has a function, Aristotle said. So does a human being inside their head. A knife is good when it cuts just right, but what makes a human life live right? The programmer paused, then closed his ID. Maybe it isn't efficiency. Maybe being good isn't optimized dieting instead. More money, more clicks, more time online, more followers crossing some imaginary line. The programmer's optimize, he said, but tell me what you're optimized dieting instead. More money, more clicks, more time online, more followers crossing some imaginary line. The programmer stared at the screen, at metrics he'd worshipped since 19. I might become the most optimized man who has absolutely no idea who I am. When Aristotle met a programmer, they talked all night beneath the blue light. One said the good life needs a purpose. One said the code needs to run right. What is the best way to build? One wanted wisdom, one wanted skill. But somewhere between the logic and will, they realized they were asking the same thing still. Have shit you eat? Probably not. The screen went dark, the room outright wisdom. The other said you cannot debeg fate. So they left the code unfinished. Can happiness be measured? Cause it may be the point exactly where you are. The screen went dark, the room went quiet. No algorithm, no answer. Just a man and a philosopher. The programmer laughed at some questions never returned. No, said Aristotle, they were programmer smiled. Then I guess, what kind of person you are.